Recorded the cloud, and we're recording. Yay. Hi, everyone. Liz Dederer here, founder, CEO of Selling with Service. And I'm here with Ms. Dr. Davia Shepherd. And we are recording from my iPhone. So thank you for being patient as we figure out this technology. But wanted to come to you to chat real quick about some of the work that Davia and I have done together in terms of her business and some of the fun things that we've got coming up in the next couple of weeks. If you're in the larger Connecticut area, that you really don't want to miss out on if you're a woman in business, an executive woman in the area who's really looking to take things up a notch in this 2020 and beyond. So, Davia, let's talk for a minute about kind of how we came into each other's world and what that started to look like as we decided to start playing together.
So I met you, Liz, through eWomen Network, and that was pretty exciting for me because I am a physician. I would rather sit in my office, hang my shingle outside, and have tons of people just show up to be treated. I did not want to be in any way involved with any kinds of sales, going out and trying to get people to come in, none of that. So I sat in my office, and guess what? It didn't happen. Not exactly the way I thought it would.
She built it and they did not come. How dare they?
I know. How could that possibly be a thing?
Yeah.
So, you know, being in touch with Liz and learning that you actually teach people who know nothing about sales how to get the sales ball rolling, but not in the traditional kind of, I don't know, when I think of a person selling something, the first thing I think is, I don't want to buy anything that anybody is selling. So I never want to be on the other side of that. And just learning your approach, learning that you are more about just letting people know about the service and the what you have to offer, and just being really committed to giving in integrity. That was very, very meaningful for me. And so that's one of the reasons why I was drawn to working with you, and perhaps one of the reasons why your approach is meaningful for somebody like me.
Yeah, and I love that because you are such an integrity, and doing the work that you're doing, really healing people and being so intimate and close with their bodies and hearing these vulnerabilities from them, bringing in like a sales energy of like, I'm here to help you, but it's going to cost you, feels so icky and weird and awful. And that's where a lot of those conversations just don't happen for a lot of people. But the opposite to a sales conversation is absence of it, right? There's a beautiful thing that you and I have worked on together for you, where it's, you can have really engaging conversations with your prospective patients. And, you know, one of the key principles that we kind of went through in your business was really looking at, you know, shifting the mindset early and often that they're already a client. Which I think, you know, in conversations that we've had, that's really helped you to shift kind of how you're approaching conversations with people. They're already a client. You're already going to start helping them from the onset that you see them, because that's who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And then kind of shifting that. Then there's no bait and switch energy about sales.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I truly, truly appreciate that approach, because with that in mind, from the very moment somebody walks into my sphere and we start talking about their health and wellness, then all I am about is service. And whether they choose to work with me or not becomes so irrelevant. And because I'm not approaching it with that kind of energy, then guess what? You'd be surprised, but my book is full. And well, you wouldn't be surprised because you knew.
Yes.
So, you know, that's really,
yes. I love it. I love it.
That's really all it is about, just being in service. And one of the things that I will say is that a lot of providers, entrepreneurs, whatever it is that we're doing, we're working in our passion project. So many of us didn't go to business school. You know, we don't have an MBA. We really don't know the finer points of running a business. We're learning as we're going along. Liz, you've heard me say I'm building my parachute real fast on my way
Yes,
down. So
yes.
it's really important to have somebody like Liz in my sphere of influence because she has the expertise in the sales arena that I did not learn. And she is teaching that to me, and it is so valuable.
Yep. Yep. And don't put me in your shoes because I'm a bourbon and bacon girl. But when, I know my lane, I know how to help you do better at what you do because you've got such a gift to really help and heal people. So it's been so much fun working with you and really strengthening those conversations from the onset. And we are playing together in a bigger way, which is so exciting, or not bigger, but a different way. And I'm sorry for all the background noise. I am at Starbucks because working from home can drive you a little crazy sometimes. And I was just energetically hitting a wall and I was like, I got to get out. So even knowing that we were going to have this conversation, I was like, I have to get out of the house today. So I'm at my Starbucks office. So I apologize for the background noise, but we are having and that's a sign of the times. The money truck just pulled up for us, bringing in the money, right? I receive.
Yes.
Bring it right up. My car's right over there. You can just pull it up and park. But we are playing together in an event, and you, behind the scenes of your business, in addition to everything else that you're doing, you run these incredible lunch meetings monthly. And now this is your second or third full day event that we're doing. You're what? Seven?
So
Seven.
here's the thing. I organize a women's group called Ladies Power Lunch, and our intention is to provide for women who are corporate women or women who are entrepreneurs, basically women who work, to provide for them a few things, to provide community and network, and to provide for them an opportunity for personal development and business and career growth. And so in doing that, we have monthly meetings where we get together and we support each other. It's not a membership-based group, coming to our monthly meetings. There's no fee to attend or anything like that. It's just women coming together to support each other. But once a year, we get together in a bigger way and we have a conference. And this year it's going to be at the Hilton in Bristol. And we expect maybe about 120 women to show up, and it's going to be just a wonderful day of sharing personal development topics and business growth topics, but in a workshop style.
Yeah. And there's a lot of women's events out there. So let's not, be shy of that fact. And, when Davia reached out to me to do this, it's really looking at obviously anything I can do to help Davia, but it's the bigger picture of, okay, well, how is this going to be different from other events that's out there? And it really is that angle of, we're looking at first the caliber of contributors that she's bringing to the table, and how she's running the behind the scenes is off the chains. Just so detailed, precise, specific. This is really going to be an incredible event. And it has the workshop component to it. So many times we go to events and we leave and we're like, wow, I feel really amazing. And like, this was a really, really good day. And then we wake up the next morning and it's like, oh, I forgot to put the clothes in the dryer or whatever happens, right? This is a workshop where there will be that nicety component, of course, and you're actually going to be working on your business, goal setting and planning and setting your vision for 2020. Like, how many of y'all are still stuck, working on your resolutions? Like, how many of your goals are actually in action and practice every day? This is a great opportunity to really, reset and transform your thinking around that. Write yourself a permission slip to say, okay, you know what? First quarter was a trial period. Now the game's really getting started, right?
It's not an accident that we have our annual conference in March, because of course March is Women's History Month and our event is going to be on March 16th. But we also have it in March because March kind of is the end of that first quarter where people are maybe a little bit stuck in their resolution. They may be not necessarily achieving things in the way that they would like to. And it's a great opportunity to reset, hit second quarter really, really strong, and finish the year strong as well. So
Mm-hmm.
just staying on
Absolutely.
track, that's important.
Exactly. Exactly. And who are some of the other experts that you're bringing to the table?
So it's going to be so wonderful. We're starting the day off with networking because I don't know about you, Liz, but I'm sometimes a little bit of I'm an extroverted introvert. I don't know if you've ever heard of us, but we do exist. So
Yes.
I am not
Yep.
always the most comfortable in that networking situation where you go in and you have all these people that you've never met before. So we're going to have the author of Confessions of a Serial Networker, and she's going to be taking us through a networking workshop. So she's going to teach us about networking, how to network in alignment in a way that, you know how sometimes you go to these networking events and you could collect 50 business cards and you get back and you have made no progress in terms of forwarding your business. And then you go to this other event and you probably sit and talk to this one person, never even exchange a business card, and you have made a connection that sustains your business for life. There's a difference in the
Mm-hmm.
way that you network successfully versus unsuccessfully. And she is going to break that stuff down, and she's going to do it in a workshop
Yes.
environment, so people are going to actually get up and network with each other. It's going to be wonderful. And then we're moving into, after networking, we're moving into our discussion about these kinds of topics. Sales. Which business do you know that doesn't think about sales? I mean, from nonprofit to corporate to solopreneurs to your traditional entrepreneurs, everybody is focused on sales. So of course we're going to have the
Mm-hmm.
amazing Liz Dederer, and she is going to teach us. She's going to take us to school about how to get it right in an aligned way, because we
Yep.
want to raise the vibration of this discussion. We don't want to just be talking about, okay, do these 5 things and you'll, sell $1 million. But we want to raise the vibration of the discussion and say, okay, but are you selling in an aligned way? Because that's the only way that you're going to really have that long-term sustained success with building a reputation for being a business that is practicing in integrity. We're also going to have somebody
Yep.
on the panel talking about branding, because how you're presenting yourself in the world is going to determine who shows up on your doorstep. We're going to have somebody talking about marketing. A lot of us confuse sales and marketing, and there's a very distinct difference there. And so we're going to really dive into that. We're going to have somebody talking about increasing cash flow. Hello, anybody interested in that? We're going to have somebody on our
Mm-hmm.
panel talking about work-life alignment. And for most of us who are women who work, there's always that pull in one direction or another, whether it's with our family or immediate family, our children, our spouses, or taking care of the home, taking care of parents who might be aging. There are all these things that affect all of us. And then I'm pretty excited because we're going to have a fashion show with Peach. They
Yay.
are clothing brand with a mission to help women to be successful, not just in the way that they look, but on the inside as well. And so we're going to have a little workshop about
Mm-hmm.
image and the image that you're presenting and how that is in alignment with all the things that you're doing, your brand and all of that fun stuff. We are going to also have our 90-day planning workshop. And then, because the theme of our event is Transformation 2020, we're encouraging women to really go from that caterpillar stage and really break out into the beautiful butterfly that they were intended to be, and take this year, this momentous 2020, to take their business to the level that it was meant to be. And so our keynote speaker is really going to be focusing in on that, and also not just taking your business to the next level, taking your life to the next level, but also how to actually implement a transformation. Because a lot of us go to all of these conferences and workshops and whatnot, and I know that I have been guilty of this in the past. I get home and, Liz, I have these binders full
Yep.
of information, valuable information, don't get me wrong, but what does it do? It goes on a shelf and it turns into dust bunnies.
Yep.
Right? So
Shelf
more
development.
things for me to clean. And
Yes.
that's not the intention at all. And so
Mm-mm.
she's going to really get into how to take this information that we've integrated all day long and make it a part of our lives Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I love
Right
it.
on
I
the
love it.
dot.
And you're hitting all the points because, you know, I look through the lens, obviously, of the sales conversation, but that's the point at which the problem, you know, is that I start to get in and dissect. But the reality is everything that you talked about, if the marketing message is off, if your purpose is off, if your the person you're going after is off, if your appearance is off from the person that you're, all of these things we don't look at, but it's all part of our development as, you know, professional women, women in business for ourselves, as women who are presenting to, you know, for client acquisition. If you're an executive, you're every day you're showing up in the office for, you know, essentially a job interview. Every day you're showing up as, you know, it all needs to flow. And with that said, there is no bar of perfect, right? There is no bar of like, this is it, but it's a condensed workshop to really highlight all of these things and help us look through, you know, a golden thread, a funnel to say, oh, that's right, this impacts that. And, you know, the WTF, what's the function of this information? What do I actually, niceties, but what do I actually do with this? How do I actually implement this into my world for noticeable, monetizable change?
Yes.
So yeah. So when I get this recording up, because I'm doing it on my phone, so it's a Zoom and then but by the time you guys are watching this, there's a link below in the comments with where you can register for the event, and the tickets will sell out for sure. So you want to register early and bring a friend. You know, and the networking part alone is so valuable because I am the extroverted extrovert. Like, completely, hands down, no problem. And I will be the first one to say that I am socially awkward when it comes to networking. Networking is horrible thing. It puts you in this weird, awkward robot energy and like, yeah, nobody wants to do it. But the author who's coming in is phenomenal, and it will just completely change your networking game for sure. So that in and of itself is worth the price of admission, like for life. So
Yep.
thank you for taking a few minutes this morning, this afternoon, whatever time of day it is, wherever we are, to talk about this. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all at the events, and obviously reach out if you have any questions about this whatsoever. Awesome.
And if
All right,
anybody needs any help with any kind of sales, I 100% endorse Liz. Liz is a corporate sales trainer, and I was so excited to know that she could come into our little small business and help us so tremendously. And, you know, if you ever have any questions and you want to know, like, this Liz though, call me. Seriously, 860-589-1491. Call me and I will let you know how she can help you.
I love it. Thank you. See, this is women supporting women. This is what it's all about. This is how we transform. All right. I figured out how to end the recording. So thank you guys. And we will talk again soon.